Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for this Appcast. I'm meteorologist Sarah Spivey, and we are going to talk about our first good chance for rain in a while in San Antonio early tomorrow morning on Tuesday. So I'm going to give it about another, let's say, minute for people to hop on to this Appcast. We're also live on YouTube right now, and we're going to talk all things tomorrow's rain chance. I'll be back in 1 minute. All right, thanks again, everyone, for joining us for this Appcast. And meteorologist Sarah Spivey, excited to talk about our first real significant rain chance in a while around San Antonio. We've got this awesome technology. We like to call them our Appcasts, where we can go live right to your KSAT Weather Authority app, apart from our newscasts, and just get you prepared, because we know not everyone can watch a newscast. Maybe you were enjoying some dinner with your family or something like that, but now we're going to talk about the chance for rain. We're also live on YouTube right now on KSAT's YouTube page. If you have any questions for me, I've got our awesome web producer Victoria here with us. She's going to be on there answering your questions and giving me your questions as we go along. But first, let's talk about how you step outside right now. Is not raining. Well, that's because our rain chances really start to increase after about 3-4 o'clock in the morning. So locally around San Antonio, we'll see a real bullseye for rain, especially after 8 o'clock early tomorrow morning. But there will be times during the morning commute where it will be raining. So here's the things you need to plan for tomorrow. Plan for a soggy Tuesday morning commute. You know how it is around San Antonio. Whenever there's even a little bit of rain, it ends up causing some accidents and crashes on the road. So please start planning accordingly now for tomorrow. We do expect to see some showers during the peak of the morning commute, which means some accidents too. So please make sure to give yourself an extra 15 minutes to get to where you need to go. We do anticipate lingering rain through around lunch. It's afternoon that skies are going to clear, and it's actually going to become windy. Something also to plan for tomorrow is just the sheer fact of the matter that my clicker has stopped working. Again, this is an Appcast, so things are a little bit more relaxed during an Appcast. What we're going to do here is I'm going to fix my computer. Sometimes the clicker doesn't work and it's on TV and we can't do anything about it because it's live TV, but because this is an Appcast, I can actually go behind the scenes and actually click through some things for you. So again, these clickers have stopped working. Let's try to see what can happen when sometimes these clickers will stop working. Thanks for sticking with me here. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to exit out of the whole weather application. You're going to see it's going to turn black here. Little behind the scenes for you. There, black screen into the void of the weather. I'm going to bring up our weather graphics again here in just a second. We can fix it. Yeah, what's really cool about these clickers is they're programmed just for our weather computers. So sometimes something will go on where we lose the signal and can't end up bringing up things on our clickers, but we can bring it up here in just a sec. Victoria, do we have any questions yet about the clicker on our YouTube? Not yet. Okay. All right, so it doesn't seem like my clicker is working, unfortunately. Yeah, I'll get Victoria to click it. Victoria, all you got to do is press the space bar over there. Yeah, so let's go ahead and go back to what we need to plan for. So go ahead and click the space bar there, Victoria. She's awesome. Give her a round of applause at home. Yay, thank you, Victoria. All right, go ahead and click it again. Okay, so again, we need to plan for some widespread good rainfall. This is the first time in a while we're going to have good rain in San Antonio, which is really a welcome change. We're thinking about ½ an inch to an inch of rain widespread around the Alamo City, which is good. Now there are a few things that we have to watch for. So let's go ahead and click again. And what we're going to be watching for is a strong storm or two. Now, most of the severe weather threat tomorrow is going to be east of San Antonio toward Houston, Victoria, Galveston. But a strong storm is possible around San Antonio, and the gusty winds would be the main threat there. All right, next slide, please. Thanks, Victoria. Okay, here's a look at our weather setup. Now, over the winter here, most of these low pressure systems have been tracking a little bit too far north to produce some good rain. But if you go ahead and click, you'll see that there's a low right here around the Arizona and New Mexico border. This is positioning itself perfectly to be moving into Texas and bringing us some rain here in San Antonio. Not only rain in San Antonio, but also snowfall across areas of Texas. So we'll go ahead and click, and you can see that there's even winter storm warnings for parts of areas like Lubbock, San Angelo, just north of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, although Dallas-Fort Worth could get some measurable snow from this, up to Oklahoma City and even Kansas City. We're not going to see any of that around San Antonio, any of the wintry weather. But there will be some areas that deal with some severe weather and heavy rain east of San Antonio toward Houston, Corpus Christi. Those areas have that potential. As we go ahead and go through the graphics a little bit more here, what you'll see is that this low is going to bring a ton of snow potentially to parts of the Panhandle. And if we go ahead and go again, it's going to potentially bring some heavy rains to East Texas and even some severe storms from Houston to Corpus Christi. All right, next slide. Let's focus a little bit more on San Antonio itself. I'm going to try to see if this clicker will work again for us. Yeah, no, this is a little bit of a bummer that we're not able to see this clicker work. Okay, go ahead and click again. Here's the deal. If I do this, if I do this, that means click. That's my signal there for Victoria. Okay, so yeah, severe storms are going to be possible out toward El Campo, Bay City, Victoria, and Galveston. But around San Antonio, as far as rainfall goes, we could see some good rain, up to about ½ an inch to an inch of rainfall around San Antonio, which is, again, a welcome sight for us. So go ahead and go again. It has been a long time since we have seen any rain around San Antonio. ½ an inch of rainfall around San Antonio is the last time we saw that in a 24-hour period was November 19th. That's 65 days ago. That is a crazy long time ago to even see ½ an inch of rainfall around San Antonio. 152 days ago, back in August, was when we last saw a measurable of an inch of rain in San Antonio. More than 2 inches of rain was all the way back in 2021. Of October 13th. Incredible that it's been that long since we have seen 2 inches of rain recorded at the San Antonio International Airport. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you the Futurecast and walk you through tomorrow, detail by detail, hour by hour. There we go. As you can see, my clicker is working. Thank you. Thank goodness. So here's for y'all looking behind the scenes. Here's a look at our clicker. So sometimes the buttons don't communicate with the receiver all the way over there. So again, this is a little behind the scenes for you. We like to keep things a little bit lighter when it comes to an appcast, and especially given the fact that tomorrow most of the severe weather threat is not going to be in our viewing area. Now let's go ahead and take you hour by hour through the Futurecast. Starting tonight, shortly before midnight, some showers will be developing west of San Antonio. Then, as we go from about midnight to 3 o'clock in the pre-dawn hours, you may even hear a little bit of nature's sound machine. A few light rain showers around San Antonio through about 3 o'clock in the morning. Closer to dawn, though, things are going to become a little bit more organized. Scattered showers are going to develop around San Antonio. Then during the morning commute, even a few rumbles of thunder are going to be possible too. Perhaps some ponding on the road. So this is why I said earlier, plan accordingly. It's going to be a little messy right during the morning commute. We need the rain. It's just coming at a little bit of an inconvenient time. Then as we look closer to the mid-morning hours, that's when we expect the front to move through. And once we get that front, these storms can become a little bit more organized. So the most robust amount of rain is probably going to come right around the mid-morning hours. We're talking 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning for the entire San Antonio metro area. Watching this Futurecast, as this front moves through, notice how organized these storms become east of San Antonio. There's going to be a little bit more moisture in the atmosphere, a little bit more potency for areas like Gonzales, Lavaca County, areas around Cuero and Karnes City. These are the areas that I would be monitoring for, especially for some strong to severe storms capable of damaging wind gusts. But notice that around that time, around lunch, skies are going to be clearing in San Antonio. So we're going to start off with rain, and then those skies are going to be clearing. And we'll be seeing those showers and storms push into eastern parts of Texas, even toward Houston. So let me walk you through a timeline for you. It's going to be cold and damp in the early morning hours tomorrow. We're talking temperatures in the 40s with scattered rain. Bring the jacket, bring the umbrella with you. You're going to want them. Even the rain boots, yep, even those, you're going to want them. And then by about mid-morning hours, that's when we'll see the most robust chance for storms. Coverage about 80%. Temperatures will be near 50 degrees, but it's right around noon that we're going to start to see those storms push east. And then skies will clear. By the afternoon, it's going to be totally sunny. It's going to be pretty windy too. How windy will it be tomorrow? Well, we could see wind gusts of up to 35 to 40 miles per hour. Very windy conditions, winds from the west-northwest. So even though we're going to have the rain in the morning to help to wash out the mountain cedar out there, with those gusty winds from the west-northwest, we may just see mountain cedar climb back up. So look at the quick forecast for you over the next 7 days. Tomorrow's our best chance for rain. Then early in the mornings in the coming days, temperatures are going to be cold, close to near freezing on Tuesday. And although we spent most of January warmer than average, we're going to end the month a lot cooler than average with temperatures closer in the 50s. All right, Victoria, we are also live on YouTube and on a KSAT page. So I wonder if we have any questions. I wonder if people have questions about the clicker and how much that was not working there for a little bit. Victoria?
So Ahmed asked, is it going to be raining a lot?
Okay, so it is going to be, that's a good question. It's going to be raining a lot. For the first part of the day, absolutely, it's going to be raining a lot. On and off, the intensity will change. You'll get a stronger shower, or heavier shower rather, in a stronger storm, but then things are going to start to taper off again once again in the afternoon when we'll see total sunshine. So great question. Any more questions there, Victoria?
He also asked how strong the wind is going to be.
Yeah, well, we addressed that, right? Toward the end of there, we're going to see gusts of up to about 35 to 40 miles per hour. These are great questions. Anything else?
Jose from Uvalde asked if it's going to rain in Uvalde.
Oh, Jose, let's go ahead and focus on Uvalde here for you. So again, here's a look at this tonight, right around 10 o'clock in Uvalde. It is going to be raining lightly in the overnight hours, but it's right around the pre-dawn hours that we'll start to see a lot more storminess out near Uvalde there. Again, the showers and storms are going to end a lot sooner in Uvalde than they are in San Antonio. So probably by about 10 o'clock in the morning in Uvalde, skies are going to be clearing. But at 10 o'clock in the morning around San Antonio, that's actually when we're going to see the most robust storms around the metro area. All right, that's it for the questions right now. But if you have any more questions, go on our KSAT YouTube page. We're live right now, ready to take your questions. What I want to do is I want to go ahead and reload up my graphics here so that way we can talk a little bit about rainfall totals, and we can talk a little bit about the potential for severe weather, especially east of San Antonio. So we're going to, again, this is a little behind the scenes. We actually make all of these graphics on air. A lot of people think, oh, they might be made for us, or we just copy and paste some low pressure system. That's not the case at all. We actually make all of these graphics ourselves, which is a fun fact. In fact, on the mornings when I usually am doing the weather, I get here at 3 o'clock in the morning to get all of the forecast together because it's so involved when it comes to the amount of graphics we can make. We've got a really awesome system here. So again, timeline for us in San Antonio, primarily through about 8 to 11 o'clock in the morning, and this is what we're planning for. That morning commute is going to be soggy and damp with that lingering rain through lunch, with a widespread good rainfall of about ½ inch to 1 inch of rain. We'll be watching for a strong storm or two, but really better chances are east of San Antonio. Gusty winds will be the main threat there. And across the state of Texas, very dynamic system. Snowfall across the north, heavy rains and severe storms across the southeast. San Antonio has 0 chance for snow and about, I would say, very low end chance for a strong to severe storm. In fact, you can see this area outlined by the Storm Prediction Center. El Campo, Victoria, Bay City, and Galveston, those areas may actually experience some stronger tornadoes during the second half of the day. You'll notice in our KSAT 12 viewing area, Gonzales and Hallettsville and Cuero and Carn City are in our viewing area. There is a small chance there, isolated to scattered, for a stronger or a severe storm. San Antonio is not under the risk from the SPC, the Storm Prediction Center, for a severe storm or two, but I do think it is entirely possible that 1 or 2 of those storms right around 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock could be on the stronger side, not necessarily severe, but we could see wind gusts of perhaps very isolated around San Antonio of up to 40 to 50 miles per hour from these storms. But if you do have friends and family out in the Houston area or across the coastal bend, perhaps near Palacios, those areas, you will probably want to let them know, hey, pay attention to the weather tomorrow, stay inside when you can, because those areas have the risk there for a strong to severe, even a tornado out there. My family actually lives in Galveston, my parents do, and so I'll be giving them a call after this. And it's this area that could see up to about 3 inches of rain. But really, what's good is that here in San Antonio, we could also see some widespread rain. The further east you live, let's say New Braunfels, San Marcos, Seguin, Floresville, Nixon, Smiley, Gonzales, these areas, even Schertz, Selma, all right, could see about 1 inch to 2 inches of rainfall. Really, the more robust rain will be east of San Antonio, but even here in San Antonio, we will see ½ inch to 1 inch of rain. I want to show you the drought monitor too. I'm going to go ahead and bring that up because the area that needs the rain the most, bullseye, right over North Bexar County. Let's go ahead and bring up that drought monitor. I'm finding it in the graphics. Any more questions, Victoria, from people on our YouTube Live?
Are we going to get another cool weather pattern?
Jaime asks, are we going to get another cool weather pattern?
Yes, and if it's going to stay for long.
That's a great question, Jaime. Now, what I'm seeing is that, for most of this week, temperatures are going to be cooler than average. We could have a freeze on Thursday morning, okay? A light freeze, but highs will be near 60 degrees. Our average high temperature this time of year is 65. And so we are going to be cooler than average. I'm assuming you're meaning like a very cold snap, like well below freezing for long periods of time. I don't see that right now in our forecast, but there is the potential about 10 days from now that we could see even colder weather than a high temperature near 60 degrees. It's still a little too far out, honestly. Weather forecasting is an evolving science still, and within about 5 days, we're good to go. Beyond that, there's a lot of questions because we can really only be so specific beyond 5 days. And I do think that, toward the beginning of February, or first week of February, we could have even cooler than average temperatures. So temperatures much cooler than 65 degrees for the high, but we'll have to wait and see. For now, in our 2020 vision, we have got some good rain in the forecast for the areas that are experiencing the most exceptional drought, the highest level of drought, all the way pretty much north of Highway 90 and along 281, along I-10, up towards Sisterdale, Blanco, Canyon Lake, Helotes, Fair Oaks Ranch, Leon Springs, out toward Castroville. Those are the areas that are under the bullseye for rain. And some good news is that we're expecting about 1/2 inch to 1 inch of rainfall in these drought-soaked areas. I know, it's been a while. The entire month of January, we've only seen 1/100th of an inch of rain, so it's nice to see that. Any more questions, Victoria?
A user asked, well, they said they're going to school tomorrow, and they're wondering if they're going to get rain in Atascosa.
Yes, you will get rain in Atascosa. Right here. You're going to get rain in Atascosa, and right around the time that school starts. So that's a great question.
Somebody asked, how difficult is it to have material ready for air before 5 a.m.? That's
a great question. All right. So I got a big old cup of coffee in the mornings right before I do that. And then also, as long as I get in a couple hours before the show, it's really fine. On an active weather day, it may take an hour and a half for me to get everything together. But on a non-active weather day, it's usually about 30-40 minutes. So not too bad. Great question. Yeah. Anything about the weather, just let me know. Flag me down, Victoria. Victoria is on our awesome web team. She's helping us out this evening. Oh, by the way, meteorologist Justin Horn is going to be live tomorrow with Mike Osterhage as well when it comes to our YouTube lives, our Appcast, everything. He's going to be live with Mike starting at 7 o'clock tomorrow. So right when the rain is going to be moving in, you can see rain chances really peak around that time. He's going to be live with Mike, and they're going to be on this Appcast and on YouTube TV. So again, just to reiterate, plan for that soggy Tuesday morning commute with that lingering rain. As I look at this system, it's very, very dynamic. So upper level troughs of low pressure, they help with the lift. They help lift the air and create some rain. And you can just see very characteristically how this is lifting that air, producing snow across parts of New Mexico and even some light rain across parts of El Paso right now. But tomorrow, we're going to be having some winter weather across parts of the Panhandle and northern Texas. I've also had some questions about ERCOT. Can ERCOT handle this kind of wintry weather? Short answer to that is yes. In fact, today ERCOT was performing pretty well with the wind and solar, so that's some good news there. We shouldn't have any issues. But yeah, taking you through the Futurecast across the state of Texas, it's going to be a very dynamic system, several inches of snowfall across parts of Lubbock. And let me take you now through, again, the Futurecast here in San Antonio, just so we can walk through those steps. Any more questions before I start the Futurecast, Victoria?
Yes, somebody asked for their commute if they're going to be affected on Highway 16 at 1604 South.
Yeah, so that's Bandera area, right? That's going to impact you. Everybody across San Antonio is going to be seeing some rain during the morning commute. It may come in waves. You may be driving and not have to have your windshield wipers on at speed 10, but every now and then you're going to really run across a heavier rain shower tomorrow. It's going to be pretty messy during the morning commute. And I can show you that here on the Futurecast. So this is a look at 6 early risers. Folks who go to work really early in the medical field know that it's going to be rainy. Yes, for you too. We're going to be seeing scattered showers. You can see the scattered nature on this particular forecast model here. Around 8 o'clock, right when everybody's hitting the roads, it's going to be rainy everywhere around San Antonio. Notice that it's not just San Antonio. Areas like Pearsall, La Pryor, Hondo, Pleasanton, Floresville, Karn City, New Braunfels, Seguin, you name it, your neighborhood, if you're watching us and live in this area, you're going to be getting some rain tomorrow for sure. Any more questions, Victoria?
Jaime asked, do long-range forecasts predict some type of drought that will help us for the spring?
Oh, this is a great question, okay? We're going to pause right when we're going to get a lot of good rain, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and address this question. So, yes, we do anticipate a change from a La Nina weather pattern where it's been very dry. 3 years in a row we've had La Nina. We're now going to a more neutral pattern, which will probably eventually lead us into an El Nino. And whenever we're neutral or go into an El Nino weather pattern, we typically see a little bit more rain than usual. And so that's some good news because it has been so bone dry the last several years around San Antonio. Last year, our second driest year on record. So this rain, this heavier rain, especially during the mid-morning hours tomorrow, is a welcome change. That front will move through, heavier rain's going to push east, and skies will start to clear tomorrow right at around about lunch. Any more questions, Victoria?
Well, someone just asked, how excited do meteorologists get when rain like this comes through?
I think we get not only just as excited as everyone else when we need the rain, but I think we get even a little bit more excited because we get to use our radar tools and really get to investigate things a little bit more in depth. We're scientists by nature. And so to be able to study things hands-on while it's happening is really awesome. And we've got a cool storm chaser for that too, that we get to take out every now and then. And speaking of the storm chaser, it's really these areas southeast of San Antonio that are going to be under the gun for some severe weather tomorrow, potentially from lunch into the early afternoon. In San Antonio, we're just outside of that severe weather threat, and I can show you that here in this graphic. There's the severe weather risk tomorrow. Notice that in San Antonio, we're just outside of that. El Campo, Victoria, Bay City, Galveston, Houston, Sealy, Hallettsville, all under the gun for some severe weather tomorrow. All types of severe weather are possible, but I'm particularly worried in this deep red area for stronger tornadoes. The lighter reds, more so straight line wind gusts and even some hail as well. Any more questions, Victoria? All right, well, the time now is 7:40. We have really covered all the bases here in this Appcast. I will take you one last time through the timeline for the rain tomorrow. So starting tomorrow in the morning, it's going to be cold. Temperatures are going to be in the 40s. We'll have some scattered rain, but right around the mid-morning hours, that's when we're going to start to see more organized storm activity moving through San Antonio. Heavy rain at times, gusty winds. Most of the severe weather will be east, but still possible. Then afternoon, we're going to see those skies clear. It's going to get very windy behind that front. Temperatures will be near 60 degrees, but these wind gusts will be up to about 35 to 40 miles per hour in the afternoon. So plan accordingly. A look at the 7-day forecast for you. We're going to need the jacket all week long when you think about it. Cold mornings in the 30s, afternoons below 60 degrees. Our next window for rain is over the weekend, although that rain chance does not look as good as tomorrow morning's rain. By the way, meteorologist Justin Horn and meteorologist Mike Osterhage will be live on the app and on YouTube tomorrow morning, starting at 7. If you can't catch the regular newscast, they're going to be doing that. I hope you'll join them for that and know that you can keep that KSAT Weather Authority app handy. We show really fun and interesting facts, even when the weather is quiet, like it will be coming up on Wednesday and Thursday. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us for this Appcast.